dining and vibing in SA. We are at the Dance Café in Durban. Truly, partying is everything here as people brave the cold weather just to be at this very venue. We've got quite the lineup for you, from Carvin Goldstone to Chucky and more. Stay tuned.
Girls, my passion, let's go. Everybody going home, no show. Everybody got the place to go. And if you want it, baby, we can move. I got you, good, got you. If you wanna go, good, got you. I got you, good, got you. If you wanna go, good, got you.
Joining me now is a man that truly brings joy to the South African community. Side-splitting comedy. This is one who keeps it real, Carvin Goldstone. Carvin, thank you so much for being here.
Hi! Hello! So happy to be here. Happy to be here, everybody.
You know, Carvin, comedy is such a tough place to get into in today's day and society specifically. What sparked your interest and career in comedy?
Well, I suppose comedy, people are being comedians in their homes every day just by living their lives. All I did is I took that and put it on a stage. So actually comedy is quite easy to get into. If you just looked at your own life, it's full of comedy. But some people...
Are you calling my life a joke? I'm kidding, I'm just kidding. Okay, I got you there. So that very concept of comedy is a very difficult thing. You know,
Yes.
to actually keep the attention and grip that attention of the audience.
Yes.
You make it look so easy. How do you do that?
Well, mostly, I imagine everyone is naked.
Standard.
No, I'm joking, I don't do that. Basically what I do is, I just tell a story that I know very well because it actually happened to me, and that's how I maintain the attention, is because people can feel that, oh, this is a real story he's telling here.
Yes, it's something relatable.
Yeah, and people can sense when it's not. So I try to tell true stories and let people enjoy the truth. The truth will set you free, as they say.
I love that. You know, speaking of relatable content and the truth, it's something we've been asking artists continually, which is the truth of South Africa and the things we go through. You know,
Yeah.
We discussed COVID-19, we discussed the floods, we discussed looting. How did you now, as a comedian, make it through those times?
Mostly during the times of COVID and flooding, I ate biryani because in Durban, we throw biryani at every problem. So flooding, oh, they flood, give them biryani. Looting, they got, oh, give them biryani. Even like if you go to a wedding and the two families are fighting, they say, don't worry, when the biryani comes, they'll be fine. So look on the bright side in those dark times was my solution.
And in your case, the bright side was biryani.
I don't think there's a brighter side. If you live in Durban, is there anything better than biryani? I just want to ask the people here. Anyone? No.
I can't say really. But now I have to say, right? Biryani is one of the #1 sets for happiness in Durban, right? You'd consider that a highlight. But as Carvin Goldstone, what has been some of your highlights as a comedian?
One of the highlights was I did this great show. My children came, and then my daughter 7 afterwards said, "Oh, you think you're funny?" And I was like, "This is this amazing show." I was like so happy to have my kids there, and my daughter said, "Oh, you think you're funny?" I'm like, "You guys better hope I'm funny, else no one's gonna eat in this house."
Greatest critics are definitely your children.
Yeah, they're my haters. Everyone needs haters. I live with my haters. That's how close. They say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I live with my haters.
So, in the presence of these haters, in the presence of unforeseen circumstances, what is the next move for Carvin Goldstone?
Hopefully I can get a show on Glow TV. That would be great.
Okay.
That would be a good move for me. I don't know if they told you, but they might be replacing you.
Sorry, I just need to have a word with someone over there.
So the next move for me is to, I've started doing movies. I'm moving into the movie space. So that's probably how I pivot. I'll continue doing comedy, and then I'll start doing more movies. I'm in one at the moment. I just released one at the Durban Film Festival a few weeks ago, and then I'll be hosting the show.
Sorry, this show.
Yeah, the show. This is very awkward. You guys should have told him that he's being replaced.
Okay then.
Joking.
Let me just please directly to camera then, Mr. Goldstone. Do you have a message for our viewers?
Yes, to everybody out there, I hope 2022, what's left, and 2023 is the best year of your life. And please catch me on Glow TV, hosting this show in the future.
Well, he's certainly got jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time, Carvin Goldstone.
It's been a pleasure.
Her first job, she was a packer at Checkers, but then she got a promotion. She was a packer at Woolworths. We're so proud of that. It's very different to black people. Black people are also scared. My father's sister passed away in the farm. We had to go bury her there. Plus we had to bury her in the yard because Desmond Dube is on TV every day, and not one of us looked and said, we must get this thing here. So we buried her in the yard, and then the pastor came. And then I see black people are also scared, but hide differently. Pastor comes, hey man, Basalwan, we just want to ask Sister Tembi, if you can come say a few words. And Tembi sitting there, come Tembi, be a Tembi. This is how black people hide. Tembi sitting there, in the wrong place. I want to agree. You. Anyway, and that's the thing, when the pastor goes home, does he carry on talking like that? When he gets in the house, sits his wife, oh wife, I'm so hungry. Where's the biryani? Put the biryani. Bring the doll. Let the doll overflow. Lucky to be here. I just want to say to these people, this is Dance Café, so if your phone is on while I perform, you can put it on silent. I'm not being an ageist, but ever when I go to a meeting and a phone rings, it's never a young person, it's always an old person, and they act like it's not them. The phone, and we can all hear it's an old person because the ringtone is all, and then someone say, Auntie, it's you. Who, me? Yeah. Oh, let me get my phone. Hey, where's this phone here? Look, ooh, my child just read who's phoning here. They can never read who's phoning. Who's that? Who private? From where? I don't know a private. Your granny, I mean, notice your granny's phone is always charged. Because once it buys under that flap, wireless charging. It's nice to see all of you looking here, a lot of colored Indian people. Any white people here? Just you. Wow. What kind of white are you?
Chucky from TRO, otherwise known as Daniel Uesta, the ID government name.
You got my surname right, though.
How are we doing tonight, Daniel?
We're doing well, man. We're doing very well.
It feels so odd to actually call you Daniel. I have to say Chucky.
It does. Actually, it's weird to hear it.
So tell me, I'm aware that your music career started at the age of 16.
Correct, yeah.
Take us through that. What exactly happened?
Yeah, so I was watching these two kids on TV the one time. They were wearing braids, and what intrigued me, they were wearing their clothes back to front, and they were called crisscross. So that actually, funnily enough, got me into the music industry, and that made me want to become a rapper. You know what I mean? And it just took off from there, and I never looked back after that.
Wow, so you would say that fashion inspired the music industry?
100%. Music and fashion always goes together, so.
Now the track Hey Owens, now that is something that's very much 90s R&B.
Correct.
But it's found a place in today's day in society.
Absolutely.
Now, how does it make you feel knowing that the current generation took so well to it?
You know what, it's phenomenal. It's been a surprise, it's surprising. But I feel blessed, like, you know, to be in the industry for 27 years.
Wow.
And one song has taken us so far, you know what I mean? The song is still getting us booked up till today. The new generations are getting to hear the song and falling in love with the song. And, you know, it just opens up a new gateway for us, you know what I mean?
Excellent. So you spoke about young South Africans and young rappers that are coming up.
Correct, yeah.
Now, what would be some advice that you could give to those young budding artists those young rappers that are trying to find their feet in the South African music industry, what would be a good way to gain greater exposure?
Yeah, you know, I've learned a lot throughout the years, and failure is not a downfall, you know. So if you do fail as an artist, you know, just pick it back up. You know, if you're gonna give up, that's gonna be your downfall. You know what I mean? I failed a lot of times throughout my life, throughout my career, you know what I mean? But I've never given up, and I'm testament to it today, you know what I mean? In this day and age. So yeah, I just like to say, I know it sounds cliche, but never, ever, ever give up your passion. If it's real, you will know. You know what I mean?
That's great. So never give up. I love that. So as I understand it, the buck doesn't stop here for you now, hey?
Oh, absolutely not.
So what would you say is the next step for Chucky/TRO?
Yeah, you know what? I've been fighting with myself in my head. What am I gonna do next? You know, I've been fighting retirement for a long time.
Ooh.
But every time that question comes up, I've got fans keep calling me back. You know, people keep booking us, and you know, you need to do this, you need to do that, and I know that my job is not done. You know what I mean? So I'd like to inspire younger artists as well. You know, I'd like to get behind the scenes and, you know, support the younger artists, continue making music until I can't anymore. So yeah, for me, it's just go. I've got a clothing label at the moment.
Oh,
it's called
wow.
Apex Dons. I'm wearing it. And it's doing pretty well at the moment. And I'd like to see it, you know, do well, do more than well one day. You know what I mean? So
That's
yeah,
the vision.
Yeah, and as we spoke about it earlier on, music and fashion goes together. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'd like to do. That's what I'd like to see myself in the next 5-10 years, if given the opportunity.
5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Now, future projections can be quite difficult.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
the current standings and the current things that we've experienced in South Africa alone has been monumental. I mean, COVID, the looting, the floods. How did you cope during all that time?
You know what? I actually adjusted, and a lot of artists also found your place within COVID. So, you know, we had to do things online. You know, TRO's coming from an era where there was no internet, you know, and
True.
today we have to sort of like be comfortable with platforms like this. So that actually boosted us, you know, and opened up a whole new gateway for TRO. So, you know, COVID was actually sort of like a blessing for us as well, you know what I mean?
Taught you how to adapt.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, given that lesson of adaptation and finding what you can do when life throws its curveballs at you,
Yeah.
I know you said very importantly about artists not giving up,
Yeah.
but other than that, what would be your one message that you
Yeah.
would give to aspiring musicians out there?
You know what? If it's real, you know, it's always gonna be organic. You know what I mean? Don't
get you.
force it. Like, don't force it. Like, I've learned. I mean, I'm not always right, but I'm more right because I feel like I've been in the industry for so long, and I've been through what the guys are currently going through now. You know what I mean? So always make sure you're organic and your part is organic as well. You know what I mean? And it will work out for you. It will definitely work out for you that way.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Chucky.
you for having me.
I know it's been fantastic just having the opportunity to interview you and see you perform on stage. It's been
Yeah.
so phenomenal, you know.
Thank you,
That
thank you.
energy to get a crowd going
Yeah.
is something that's so rare these days because usually all we hear is music, you know. The live essence is lost.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was so fantastic to witness that. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great time.
Thank you so
and all
much.
the best with your career.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you don't know this one. Wake up! Let's go! Come on! Yeah, yeah. Hey, come on! Yes. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Yeah. Come on. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Everyone, oh my cousin. Have to wake up because TRO is never gonna break up. So my cousin, have to wake up because TRO is never gonna break up. Something awesome, something mighty. I've been doing.
I'm joined by another budding artist under the wing of Chucky and TRO by the name of Riggs. Now, this is quite interesting because we were actually having a chat off camera just a few moments
That's
ago.
correct, yeah.
And you said that you started your career at the age of 16, roughly there.
That's correct.
Now, this is interesting because you're now a little bit older, but you started to kick off your career to the next level.
Yes.
So how did that happen, joining with Chucky and TRO?
Yeah, well, at 16 years old, I started rapping, and I got signed under a guy called Bryce Anderson, who also produced a lot of East Coast flavor stuff. And I was signed under there for a couple of years, and that's where I learned a lot of my musical skills from the age of 16 to about 21, 22.
Wow.
And things obviously had a bit of a rocky patch, like we discussed and all that. And then I left the music for quite a while, decided to focus on a few other things. And after a couple of years, I decided to pick music up again. And that's when I got into contact with Chucky. And before I made the Way We Tune, I did a couple of songs, I sent it to him. We were going back and forth on which song I wanted to actually do with him. I actually sent him about 4 or 5 songs, and he actually humbly turned them down. He says, look, when you send me the right one, I'm gonna jump on it. And then the Way We Tune came about. And when I made that song and I sent it to him, he was blown away and he said, this is the one. And ever since that song, he's taken me under his wing, and we've been working together ever since, and it's just been magical from there.
Wow,
Yeah.
fantastic.
So we've been doing a lot of shows from there. We've been working in the studio. We've got some other tracks coming out. They've got an album they're doing. We're working on their album too as well. So guys are going to be hearing some new material coming from us.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. So, you know, you said you resumed. There was a pause,
Yes.
and then you said, no, listen, I want to go back to music.
Yes.
So would you say there's now a new vision? So we spoke to Chucky and he said, you know what, a clothing brand that he's now started. What vision do you now have that would have changed or is the same in terms of your music career?
As an aspiring artist, I want to take over the South African music industry. And I want to inspire younger artists to come up and believe in themselves. If I can do it, they can do it too as well. So that's my vision in the music industry.
100%. That's so selfless. I love it.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Riggs. I really appreciate the time. And that's been Riggs, ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic, inspiring young budding musician that shows that age isn't a number, nor is it when you start nor when you finish. Our next guest for the evening is Sir Lino, another one of an aspiring budding artist under the wing of Chucky/TRO. The only difference with this particular artist is he's chosen to flow more into the R&B realm. Sir Lino, thank you so much for joining us tonight. So I just have to know, you told me R&B was the direction that you chose to go in. Who exactly inspired the choice in R&B, and what would you say that would have an influence on other aspiring artists out there?
Well, first, I would think that it would start locally, and locally artists like Verd. I'm sure you know Verd.
Wow, yeah,
like,
I do.
was super inspired by Verd. I used to actually back up dance for Verd.
Really?
Back in the day, I really did.
Wow.
So, like, when I saw where it could take it, like where you could go with it, I was like, wow, you got to do something like that. And then obviously the artists like Chris Brown and Usher, Michael Jackson. I mean, everybody danced to Michael. Everybody had the white socks, the toweling socks, messing up the tiles in the house. So yeah, it is Michael, Chris Brown, artists like Verd. Like when I saw Verd do it, I was like, I gotta do something like this. Yeah.
And what would you say is a message that you would give? So you're also in the step and the wake of the cornerstone of your career. What's the message you'd give to other artists out there?
Definitely, I would say is to inspire. I think that's the number one thing. Like, if I could inspire anybody to do this, do anything that you are actually good at and passionate about, rather than money or anything else. Like, if you're passionate about something, the hard work will come. And if you work hard at anything, I mean, there's no limit to it. The sky's the limit, as Biggie Smalls said.
Now, speaking of inspirations, we have to talk about that jacket. You told me it's custom made. Talk to me.
Definitely. So it was plain white, and after that I just went crazy with it, as you can see. The back, the front, I just went crazy with it, yeah.
That's excellent. So you decided to design your own style as well, hey?
Definitely. I thought that I liked it at first, and then I thought, no, this needs a switch up, it needs a change. I gotta put some Salino in it.
I I love how you made it sound like a spice, some Selenium.
It is. I mean, I am from Durban, and you know the masala.
Touche. Touche. You know what? That was brilliant. And on that note, that brings us to conclusion with Sir Lenio. Fantastic. You've heard it here first, folks. Inspiration, determination, and aspirations. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Ik say what kind, bruh? They don't smack the tunes or what? Oh, they say I talk faffy, I'm just trying to figure what they mean. Get the phone, maybe I need to bail Neil Green. Cause when it comes to us brainos, nothing's what it seems. Take the time to know us, then you'll see exactly what I mean. You got some talks, you got some flops coming shicer. Got some sick puppies in the hood that make you bizer. And they're soldiers and they know they never skip for nothing. There will be a big inginga if you come here bumping. So please, don't perceive us as we evil. You just need a better understanding of my people. Yeah, we cool and maybe you should know we really peaceful. We in the gully, getting gully only when we need to. We lethal. And that's the brain of culture. Listen, Noms, you need to linder with those numbers. We got the Mac, we tryna put this rap on unders. And if you come and F around, then you'll be catching pumpers. They ain't got a clue. Hey, what kind of say out here? I'm from the bugs, that's the way I tune. That's the way I tune. Hey, no flops, you got the drops. So my outie say whoosh, that's the way we move. That's the way we move. Hey, from the west side to the east side to the GTs to the Glens, that's the way we do. That's the way we do. Hey, and we picturing something you don't wanna with these dudes. Cause we brain nose, yeah. And we coming on through, so you better move back. Cause we brain nose, yeah. If you don't like the colored accent, you can foot.
Where I'm from, it's kill or be killed. Marching around midnight, your blood might get spilled. So watch who you move with, then be careful who you tune about. Outies are so sick, they probably take their own family out. Glutton for punishment, so we had to learn the cheat code. Now no O's from the flats and Peach Road. Hey Owens, Wakai. Me, I'm just playing with Ryan. Wanna make voice if a #1 spot. Represent the bugs, I'm a dollar for the block. Shout out to the Owens, always see us top. Marching with the line, I ain't talking back.
They ain't got a clue. Hey, what kind of say out here? I'm from the bugs, that's the way I tune. That's the way I tune. Hey, no flops, you got the drops. So my outie say whoosh, that's the way we move. That's the way we move. Hey, from the west side to the east side to the GTs to the Glens, that's the way we do. That's the way we do. Hey, and we picturing something you don't wanna with these dudes. Cause we brain nose, yeah. And we coming on through, so you better move back. Cause we brain nose, yeah. If you don't like the colored accent, you can feel it.
Now don't be fooled by my name and my surname. I'm not a braino. I know them all my life, slowly learning everything they know. I know a lot of shit cause I was learning from the main notes. I got the type of knowledge you could never pay for. Best of both worlds, I could switch up on the lingo. Just to combi sala ba fano guting na olom lilo. And I'm still so la glue rapping yaba bulala and don't kala get mali se katenu klepa mahala. So to be honest, I don't care about what I hate to say. I'ma do me and stand tall like I was shape for shape. Shout out to my niggas in the trap hustling every day and everybody calling us gangsters. That's all I wanna say.
They ain't got a clue.
Hey, what kind of say out here? I'm from the dubs, that's the way we tune.
That's the way I tune. Hey, no flops, we got the drops. So the outies say whoosh, that's the way we move. That's the way we move.
From the Newlands to the Winters to the Ridge to the Nims, that's the way we do.
That's the way we do. Hey, and we picturing something you don't wanna with these dudes. Cause we brain nose, yeah. And we coming on through, so you better move back. Cause we brain nose, yeah. If you don't like the colored accent, you can foot.
Yeah, you want $1, all. You already know the name, rock fall with the gnome ball. No iTunes, yeah, cause when I tune with him, that's how we tune, yeah. That's how iTunes, yeah. Yes, bottleneck bosso, no seeds, yeah. Smoke in the air, that's a iCloud, yeah. Israelis no makanjang umpeleles. Wow, I'm moving 2 apples with the iMac now. I got a sweet tooth, Chucky coming with bars. Out of this world, we calling it Mars bars. Even your old lady smoke, we calling it Mars bars. Even your old lady smoke, we calling it. No twang things, we only slang things, yes. Yeah, we only bang bang. My comrades from the Durban and the bugs make you run with a beat. The only marathon I ran was in Dick King
They ain't
Street.
got a clue. Hey, what kind of say out here? I'm from the bugs, that's the way I tune. That's the way I tune. Hey, no flops, you got the drops. So my outies say whoosh, that's the way we move. That's the way we move. Hey, from the west side to the east side to the GTs to the Glens, that's the way we do. That's the way we do. Hey, and we picturing something you don't wanna with these dudes. Cause we brain nose, yeah. And we coming on through, so you better move back. Cause we brain nose, yeah. If you don't like the colored accent, you can foot.
And that's it from our guests here at the Dance Café Durban, where spice reigns supreme. Weather doesn't matter, people are here to party for sure. From me, Edwin Cole, it's been a great time, and that's the vibe.